Ya, 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 bata, ay, manaya, bisham, ya, nuchu, bisham, ya, nuchu, yigiyenaya.
Chavra, Yona Matzah Bama Noach, all the way from Teaneck. Chavra, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got the whole setup going on over here. We're still evolving slowly but surely, but we are going to try our best. Right now, 5 days until Shabbos, obviously, 45 until Purim. Donnie Sawson's engagement party tonight. I mean, what else can we ask for? Ribbon Shalom. Ribbon Shalom is giving us everything, throwing us the kitchen sink and more. Unbelievable. So a tefillah through this book that I found in my drawer, Praying with Fire, a 5-minute lesson a day. Rabbi Heshi Kleiman. Seems like a Gavaldic book. I didn't bring my Lakutei Tefillos with me. So we're going to have a prayer through the learning book of prayer. So in day 13, letting in the light, the brilliant morning sun beat against the window. A great day awaited, a day full of friendship, growth, and all the delights the world had to offer. The slumberer, however, had blackout shades drawn down tightly. Nothing of the day's wonders would be his. How insane is this? I don't know if you guys feel me, but I literally just went to someone's house, and he had the whole blinds in Israel. Like the blinds of the trisim, and you have like even on top of the trisim, like this another set of blinds. It's like how can one, wake up like that? How can one wake up when it's mamish pitch dark? You're missing out on Hashem's beautiful creation. The sun, the birds chirping, everything. This is the fate the Ramchal tells us of those who fail to awaken, fail to wake up like a lion. The Ramchal defines tefillah as an instrument devised by the supreme wisdom to arouse his creations to draw near to him, so that they can receive his abundant blessings. Right? We're making ourselves into a kli when we're praying. This abundance is pulled towards a person according to the measure of closeness he achieves. It's according to each person's madriga. For one who cannot even be aroused to strive towards spiritual growth, however, the blessings and goodness remain hidden. In the words of Ramchal, with the light of Hashem, there is no change. The changes are only dependent on us. When we clean our windows, the light will shine for us. We learned this a bunch of months ago with the Pietzesna's analogy, when allowing the Shekhinah in the light of Hashem coming into our hearts, coming into our bodies, and lighting us up on fire. Right? Just picture us as like a house. We have to clean the house. I came home today. The house is spotless, and if you guys come to my apartment in Herzliya, it's mamish a garbage can. Right? No, but it's a deep yesod. It's a deep secret that praying with fire, the Ramchal is trying to tell us here in the Pietzesna. We clean ourselves. We clean ourselves from the crumbs, the dirts, the footprints that we're making coming inside after walking in that dirty snow. And that's when Hashem shines within us. That's when we're ready to allow the Shekhinah or have ourselves as a strong kli, a formidable kli, to allow the light of Hashem inside. Now, halacha l'maisa, I saw this beautiful halacha before we start. If one says Ashrei with kavana 3 times a day, he'll merit olam haba. It's a quick halacha for us to grasp onto. Now we're moving on with Sichot 20. Now, Chevra, this is the first day. Again, we're evolving. So it's just going to get even more geschmack. But this is the deepest Torah of all Rabbi Nachman that we're about to learn, the hardest Torah. When you are always happy, it is easy to set aside time each day to express your thoughts before God with a broken heart. You know when the Chevra say, when one is happy, the prayer, so to speak, like we're not as passionate, right? We could say thank you, we could do, but having that kavana, it's much less kavana than if we were living in a time of stress, of anxiety, of pain, of suffering, right? That's when we really let it out to Hashem, right? But Rabbi Nachman saying such a deep thing. When we're happy, that's dafka the time to penetrate and to connect to the Ribono Shel Olam. Rabbi Nachman says, with regards to hispodadus, one could only do hispodadus, right? If one is not simcha, if one is depressed or sad, it's going to be that much harder to do hispodadus. But when you are depressed, it is very difficult to seclude yourself and speak to God. You must force yourself to be always happy. Especially during prayer, you must force yourself to be joyous. And everybody knows in Sichot 74, Rabbi Nachman talks about, we just said it, that we need to force ourselves to be happy. Put the happy font on, says Rabbi Nachman in Sichot 74. Forcing the enthusiasm during one's prayers, right? Forcing the enthusiasm when he's going about his day, even if it's not genuine. And if we're forcing ourselves to have that smile, to have that besimcha, oh my gosh, it's going to be so inside. It's going to be so inside sooner rather than later. The Rebbe said that the true happiness is one of the most difficult things to attain in serving God, right? We're always trying to achieve happiness, right? That's the purpose. The purpose is happiness. Another time he said that it seems impossible to achieve happiness without some measure of foolishness. Right? Everybody knows that Rabbi Nachman, when he was surrounded by people who, let's say, weren't, as connected, Rabbi Nachman would be dancing. Rabbi Nachman would be dancing. Do we know if it was external dancing? Maybe. But internal dancing, that's where his thoughts were. That's where Rabbi Nachman was. He was dancing mamish. It's acting a little foolish with oneself. Externally, could also be foolish. One must resort to all sorts of joking and foolish things if this is the only way to attain happiness. Right? If you want to scream Abba in the middle of the streets of Yerushalayim, if that's going to give you happiness, mamish, you do it. Got to act a little foolish to be happy. If we're always tight and we're always thinking about what other people are thinking about us, then how can we create more room for that joy, for that besimcha? When a person attains true joy, then God himself watches him and protects him from sexual defilement. And we could look more into that in the Likutei Moharan 169. This is such a deep Torah from Rabbi Nachman. Such a deep Torah. Everyone's searching for happiness. Everyone's searching for happiness because, based on what Rabbi Nachman is saying here, when we're happy, right, our voice Hashem, our connection to the Ribono Shel Olam is so strong. It's so real. We're able to pour ourselves out to Hashem with a broken heart. But when we're closed, when we're depressed, when we're sad, our heart is hardened. And it's that much harder. I think the takeaway, at least for me, is to act a little more foolish. right? If we all want a lesson from Moshe Schiff on Echad Haya Avram, it's very much connected to this piece, being one with yourself, right? Avram came from a family of idol worshippers, yet he was on his own, just with God, him and God, throughout his life, throughout his journey, no matter what was surrounding him, no matter the pain, no matter the idol worshiping going around him. He was so connected to the Ribono Shel Olam. He was so connected. So if we're one with Hashem, if we're one with Hashem with our thoughts, Geshmak, we could reach the highest heights. Questions, comments, please feel free. It's a hard one. Rabbi Nachman, Sichot Haran 74, expands on this Torah. Mefutei Haran 169. Questions, comments? Oh my gosh, the deepest. I don't know if Samson's mic works or he's in the library, but he says, the mic is out. Rav David Aaron says one must fake it until you awake it. And that's exactly what Rabbi Nachman is saying here. You must force the happy font until you wake that true joy. I think Rav Shlomo said, and he makes such a good point, when we wake up in the morning, we're our pure selves, right? Obviously, we have to wash our hands. We have tameh in our hands, of course, but our hearts are in their purest place. Our heart is filled with joy as core. But then once we pick up the phone, once we do other things, then that true joy starts to fade away more and more and more. But we have it inside of us. The joy is there. The joy is there. There's just a lot of layers. It's a lot of peels that we just need to cut through. A lot of illusions. So Chavra, you must fake it until you awake it. Daniel's loving it. Chavra, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful. Whether we're in Ariel building bridges, learning how the water systems work. The Alter Rebbe says that every Yid has a hidden, be it dormant love for Hashem. Samson's writing this in the chat. The chat's on fire today, Chavra. And sometimes it's hard to awaken such a love, but at the very least, he says, we must have an intellectual love. Samson, it's big. I think we got to put in and that means that just thinking I love Hashem, I might not feel it, but I know it exists. And it'll be real. It'll eventually be real by living with this logic from the Alter Rebbe and Rabbi Nachman. It will be genuine. It will be genuine. The gates are open. The gates are open, Chavra. All right, Chavra, we should be well, building bridges, cleaning up the house, right? Cleaning up the house to allow Hashem's light inside. Selassie is literally doing Lamaisa. And Daniel, of course, hopefully I see you soon, NYU. Chavra, we should be well. Be well.